Welcome to Life Mastery for Women, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality with mind mastery, emotional management, and meditation. Welcome to today's podcast. Ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's podcast, where I hope I am finding you mastering your meditation, mastering your mind. If you are not mastering your mind and meditation, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Now, if you've been following me at all, you have heard my story that I started my meditation practice years and years and years ago. It's probably been 22 years ago. And long before that, I went to a meditation class and I laughed my way through the whole thing. It's just like a little kid who's in trouble and you're supposed to be quiet. And then the more they yell at you about being quiet, the funnier things are. Well, that's kind of how this meditation class was. I'm sure I was completely annoying the instructor, but it was this big giggle session. It was a lot of release of tension during this quiet time. Anyway, years after that, when I started my law of attraction journey and trying to understand the law of attraction and trying to master my physical world, I kept stumbling upon meditation. And it's interesting because the door just kept opening. I'm like, I'm not talking about meditation. I'm not going to even go there. Anyway, the more I went into the law of attraction field in the scientific method, the more meditation and the name and the words and the practices all kept showing up. I would get a meditation book and then I would get a scientific approach to the law of attraction book. And upon reading them, I would see major parallels. So there is a parallel to focusing your mind and your meditation practice. Matter of fact, meditation is focusing your mind. That is what meditation is. It's not about clearing your mind. That's a different type of meditation, but it's about focusing your mind. So today we're going to talk about ways to practice focusing and how you can easily bring this practice to a faster approach in beginning your meditation practice. You don't have to spend hours and hours sitting and beginning this meditation practice or sitting hours in meditation. You can do little things throughout your day that enhance and strengthen your focusing abilities. As you do that, then when you have time and you want to sit down for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or however long to actually meditate, your mind will already be conditioned. So look around you right now. No matter where you're at, you could even be in the car and you could just put your eyes and your a gentle gaze out into the distance. So I'm sitting in my living room. So I'm going to focus on, it's called a grandmother clock that I got from my mom. Not sure where she got it from, but I just love this clock and it reminds me of my grandma. And so it is sitting on the wall and I'm going to put my attention on that. I want you to look in the room that you're in and I want you to look out in front of you and put your gaze upon something. I won't stare at it, but just look at it. Just kind of allow it to be in your awareness. As you're looking at it, what I want you to do, it's kind of like scanning with your focus, is I want you to start at the top of the item. So if you're driving, let's say, just kind of start at the top of like the windshield as you're looking out, the tops of the trees, and just kind of go back and forth, just gentle. And what you're doing is you're just scanning the item. You're just focusing on the item, but you're just gentle about it. You're taking in the information without any judgment, without any defining. Don't define. Don't look at anything in a way that you're trying to bring in your mental energy. Just let your gaze be there with the item and let it just absorb the texture, the light, the look, the materials, the make. One way that you could do this is thinking about, that kind of gets your mental energy out of there, is how many hands or energy or people went into creating this thing that you're looking at. Somebody had this thought. Now, if you're looking out onto the horizon, it might be like, how much energy, how many years of growth years of nature and Mother Nature doing their thing to create this scene. If I'm looking at this clock, it's how many hands went into, how many people helped create this clock? What and how many pieces of nature, because there's metal and there's wood and glass. How many pieces of nature went into this clock? And as I just look at it, I look at the details in the wood, the carvings, the decoration of the face of the clock, the decoration of the hands. And I look at the glass, the inscriptions on the glass and the signature that's signed there. And I just take it in. And now I'm just going to give you like 10 seconds without me talking to just absorb into your energy the thing that you're looking at. To me, it's a beautiful experience. I can't explain the connection that shows up in my body, my physical body, when I'm contemplating, I'm looking at something like this. It could be just this connection of energy as I focus. It could be a connection with the nature that resonates. It could be my frequency matching the frequency of this item, because everything has energy. Everything has a frequency. The cup, the sponge, the carpet, the TV, the flute, everything has a measurement of energy that it is emitting. So I'm going to suggest that as you are looking at something is to keep your awareness on your body. So keep yourself grounded in the present moment as you are looking upon the item, and see what shifts begin to happen. See what sensations you get in the body. And I can't explain what energy feels like to me, because it may be showing up differently for me than it does for you. So I want you to get used to and tap into this energy sensation of what does it feel like for you. You may get sounds, you may get smells, a sensation in your body. It could be completely different, and it's only a descriptor that you can use with your connection to energy and how it shows up for you. How it shows up for me is right for me. How it shows up for you is right for you. So now how do you, what did I use? Down 25 seconds. No matter what's in your hand, what about the pencil or the pen that's in your hand? What about stopping for a second and looking at the plug of your iPhone? What about looking at your water bottle that's sitting on your desk and just relaxing your whole nervous system and contemplating, looking at, bringing into your awareness this item for 30 seconds? As you do that, you're connecting with your surrounding. You are exchanging energy with these items. You are grounding yourself to Mother Earth. That creates a softer nervous system. So I'm less reactive to my environment. I'm less triggered by things because my nervous system is calmer. You'll notice that your energy increases, your happiness goes up. You're just feeling like one with the items around you. I'm going to suggest that you do this several times throughout the day. Just stop for a moment, contemplate the thing that's in your hand or right in front of you, just for 30 seconds. Then, when you have time and you are home and you maybe are with your meditation station, is take an item from there. Take an item that has maybe a higher spiritual connection, a statue, a stone, a crystal, your mala beads, something that has deeper meaning to you or a higher spiritual vibration. Do the same thing and do it for longer and see if the sensation is different. As you are sitting there, as you are holding the crystal, look at it, become one with it, and see what it does as far as your energy levels go. And do it for, instead of 30 seconds, if you're out and about and for 10 times throughout the day, you did that for 30 seconds, 10 times through all the things that are in your environment, then I want you to go home and you're going to do it for a minute. And maybe you're going to do it 5 different items and just get a feel for the energy that resonates with you in comparison and in relationship to the energy of the things that are around you. It's an amazing, amazing feel. that you just like, there I am. It's this, for me anyway, it's how it shows up for me. It's like, here I am. When I move too quickly through my environment, I'm not connecting to things. And as I'm not connecting to things, I become less and less grounded. When I become less and less grounded, I feel more anxious, overwhelmed. I get more tense. I'm angrier. I'm more reactive to things. But when I can kind of shake down my energy and bring it down into my feet, I can feel my butt in the seat and my feet on the floor, that I can be more grounded and more connected, then I am happier, more centered, more balanced. This technique is something that I feel like can really ground us without us having to close our eyes, sit outside, hug a tree, put on some music, put on some headphones, and go through this whole process, when instead I can just connect to the things that are around me energetically. And that's what you're doing. And that will begin to build your meditation practice. So practice that today. And I would suggest journaling either the things that you are focusing on, and then give a score or a rating or a couple of sentences of how it felt to connect with that thing. Like what was the difference between connecting with the clock to connecting with your water bottle, to connecting with your dog, to connecting with a flower or a crystal or your mala beads. It's just interesting because you're going to feel different on different items because there's all these different frequencies. But I'd be interested to see what started to show up for you. And as you begin to document from the beginning, it'll be interesting to see how it starts to shift and change by the time you start to lengthen the amount of time you're spending focusing on an item. That you go from 30 seconds to 1 minute, to 2 minutes, to 5 minutes, to what starts to show up different in your life. And how does your life start to feel? How does your consistent mood change? Do you feel more centered, grounded, balanced? Do you feel more in harmony with the things around you? Do you just generally feel happier? So without any further instructions and without any further homework or anything that I'm going to come up with, go try this. And let me know. Come to our Lady Rising group on Facebook and let me know how this is working out for you and how your life is shifting. If you liked this episode and you look forward to future episodes and are really looking for a community to help support you with implementing the tools that we're talking about in this podcast, please consider joining our online sister community called Lady Rising on Facebook, where we focus on that spiritual support and connection, just like in today's episode. I hope you'll join us. Go to Facebook, type in Lady Rising, and tell me you came in through the podcast.